Hey, what's up? I'm about to head to Cars and Coffee, but before I do that, I'm going to use a little slick mist on the Lotus and kind of clean up the glass on the windshield and stuff like that. But you couldn't really see the Lotus too well last night, so I was going to show you in the light. Still got the tow hook from when I had to tow the car. I'll probably have to take that off. There's some damage on the front there I still gotta fix. Other than that, the car looks pretty good. This is why things never go as planned. The slick mist, the wax that I was trying to put on the car, froze on the top of the car. So I guess I'm gonna have to drive it a little bit and get it warmed up and then put it on. Alright, and away we go. See how well the defroster's working at Lotus, because it's pretty fun. So this Cars and Coffee event that I'm going to is actually down here in Bluffton, South Carolina, Hilton Head Island area. It's where I live, and when I first moved here, it was about 4 years ago. There was really no car events. There were some in Savannah. There wasn't a lot of organization. None of them were big, and maybe 10, 12 cars at an event. And I figured I could do something better, so I started Cars and Coffee. It's been over three and a half years now, and my buddy Vince started helping out with the event after the third one, and today we've grown to over 200 cars per event. Sometimes we'll get 180, but most of the time it's over 200, and our meet in August was actually about 300 cars, which is really big for the area because there's no other event around like that, and even the ones over in Charleston aren't quite as big, and there aren't quite as many cars. But one of the things I really love about it is that there's so many different types of cars that come there. There's Japanese cars, there's muscle cars, there's classics, there's exotics, there's everything, and everybody comes together and just talks and has a good time, and we all share the same passion, whether just different types of cars. So it's really cool to see everybody kind of get together and make new friends, and constantly have people come up and say thanks for making the event in the area. There was nothing like this before, and I really love that. I really love that. So I'll show you some of the cars, and we'll be there soon. On this car, I love this car. It pulls throughout the whole power band. Oh, if you're gonna drive an Elise, drive one with a supercharger. Naturally aspirated Elises are great, but this car is just meant to be driven with a supercharger. So I'm here at Cars and Coffee with Wally from BMW, and he brought a nice i8 out that we're about to go take out for a test drive. What do you guys think? Trade the Lotus in on it? Alright, so the sill is kind of like the Lotus. So the car's on right now. You probably couldn't tell because it doesn't sound like anything when it starts up. But let's see, we're gonna try to get out of here before a bunch of people start coming in. It's got a heads up display too. You guys probably can't see it on the film, but as soon as these cars stop moving, we're gonna go drive the I-30 or I-8. Sorry. What's it? Crazy quiet. There, yeah. So then the engine kicked in. So Wally, tell us a little bit about what you do at BMW.
Used car sales manager. And this was a recent lease return.
Oh, a lease return, awesome. So Wally's been a big proponent of our Cars and Coffee, and you know the BMW dealership here has helped out quite a bit from day one, actually. So even in comfort, you can feel that you put your gas foot down a little bit, it goes. Even in comfort, that's interesting.
This car will run on just the engine, the gasoline engine, the electric motor, or both combined when you're going for maximum performance.
So, and then I guess you put it into sport to combine the engine, so you push the gear stick over. Okay, there you go. Immediately deeper sound in the exhaust. It's pretty quiet in here though. The cabin's a lot different than the Lotus.
Yeah, and this engine's a little further back than yours. Yours is right up against your back.
So this is just a 3-cylinder gasoline engine.
Yeah, turbocharged.
So turbocharged 3-cylinder gasoline engine. And how many electric motors?
One.
One electric motor. Okay. And is that powers both rear wheels or
just front?
Both. Okay. Yep. So one electric motor powers both front wheels, and then the gas motor powers both rear wheels.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's do a little pull here in sport mode. So this thing is not slow. I've heard a lot of reviews say, oh, it's slow and things like that. This is a quick car. That was 0 to, I'm not going to say, in only a few seconds. I'm not sure if the noise is piped in or not, but I can't really confirm that, but it sounds like it even backfires when you get really high up into the rev range. The dual clutch transmission on this car is really smooth. As soon as you shift, as soon as I push this paddle shift, it's shifted already. I'm really impressed with the car so far, actually, Wally. I thought that it would be a little bit slower than it is, but it's a really smooth car. And what I was telling him when the camera was off is I think people misunderstood what these cars were supposed to be. This was supposed to be a really, really cool car to drive every day. So, maybe a competitor closer to the 911 and not so much a competitor to Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren. I think the crazy looks on this car just kind of, that's what everybody saw. The car looks crazy. It needed to be incredibly fast, and it's not incredibly fast, but it's quick. And you can definitely have fun with the car, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Nice to get on a racetrack.
Yeah, we were just saying, I haven't seen one of these on a racetrack. I'm interested to see how they actually perform and how long the batteries last and everything like that. So one of the most recognizable traits of this car is obviously the doors. But what some people don't really talk about is the sill. And if you've driven a Lotus or been in a Lotus, it's really difficult to get in and out. But a lot of people say the i8 is pretty difficult to get in and out. And I'll just you go, 1 foot in, and put your butt in, swing the other leg in. It's not the easiest car to get in. I've been in easier cars to get in, but it's not that difficult. The Lotus is a lot more tight when you get in, and it's a lot more difficult to get in the car. But it's an interesting little quirk that the car has, and something worth noting. I wanted to kind of show around the interior. The interior is very BMW-esque. If you get in this car and you want to use any of the buttons and you're familiar with another newer model BMW, you'll be very familiar with this car. There's a lot of same buttons, the same navigation system. The one thing I found interesting is normally BMW has the Windows switches in the middle. Every single BMW I've ever been in has the window switches in the middle. This car actually has them on the door, like a normal car. Pretty interesting little thing. Didn't notice that before.